Hey everyone, and welcome to Crazy Desert Knitting. I am Mel, the Crazy Desert Knitter, and I want to welcome all of my new crazy knitters to the group. And for anybody who is returning, thank you guys so much for coming back and watching me again. So go ahead, grab your beverages. Mine today is Coca-Cola Cherry Zero, since it's the middle of the afternoon. Grab your knitting, come and join me, Crazy Knitters, and let's go ahead and get started. Alright, we did the intro thing. Woohoo, we're out of the way. I say it's time for a little bit of admin. What do you guys think? Wow, my chair cushion's like really funky back here. There we go. So as you guys can tell, I tried to move to another part of the yard. Hopefully it's going to be a little better when it comes to the whole glare thing. I have a little bit of it because the sun moved from when I first started doing this. But it should be a whole lot of fun. Alright, piece number 1 of admin done. Piece number 2 of admin. I cannot believe I'm saying this, but I still have not gotten the Ravelry group to actually work. So if you guys would like to friend me on Ravelry, go ahead and do that. I am Crazy Desert Knitter. You will see a picture of JD. That's the poochie that keeps floating around in the background here. So just go ahead and look me up. You will see a picture of JD. I believe he's wearing a scarf. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's wearing a scarf. Either that or he's holding a pig. I'm not really sure which. It's a stuffed pig. Okay, at that point in time, I think it was stuffless. Going to think of it. But go ahead and look me up, friend me. I am getting the Ravelry group figured out. It seems to be a technical issue on Ravelry's side, not on my side, which, sweet for that. It's not my fault. So there we go. Okay. That's out of the way. Woo! So much fun, right? Next on the list, I actually offered up to anybody who would like to send me their goals. So I know we talked about goals last week and probably a little bit the week before. Actually, I think it was the episode before. So episode 3, I talked about my goals. And then I said, you know, I'd take anybody in episode 4 or today that wanted to send me their goals. I would love to share them with all of you so you guys can get inspired as well. Well, I did have somebody that gave me their goals as well. And Sherry, thank you so much for sharing with me. So I would like to actually share those with you. So Sherry actually came up with a couple of relatively big goals for the year, but very few big goals for the year. She wasn't very specific about her big goals for the year, but she would love to knit every day. And I know Sherry, so good luck, Sherry. I wholeheartedly thumbs up to that. I want to know if it actually still works for you. She also wants to knit a sweater by Christmas. I know she has told me in the past that she has started a whole bunch of sweaters, but she has never actually finished a sweater. So I also will try to keep you to that, Sherry. I don't know if it's actually going to work, but unlike you, you like multiple projects at one time, and I don't. And lastly, she would like to... Well, actually, there's 2 more here. She had 4. I can't count. So Sherry and I are actually going to be starting a project, and you guys will hear about that a little bit more in my not quite on my needles yet, or my prenatal section, and I'll explain that to you. But she wants to actually finish that on schedule. At least that's what she told me. So Sherry, I'm gonna hold you to that because you have told me to that, and you can't let me just kind of, you know, like willy-nilly it. Okay, like you have told me to it. You have told me to it. And then lastly, she wants to do a little bit of some charity knitting this year, and wholeheartedly applaud that as well. Sorry, JD keeps bumping the stuff. He's down here, he's like, I want to be petted. And I know I get questions like this every once in a while. People actually email them to me, or they send me private messages and things. They're like, how warm is it where you're at right now? Where I'm at right now, I'd say it's about 70 degrees. I think it's about 70 degrees out, and we were actually expecting a cold front. And when I say cold front, I mean, oh, here he comes. I mean, it's going to get down into the 50s. Sorry guys, Jay's like, I'm coming in, and he refuses to face you because you're not the ones petting him. But so it is about 70 degrees outside right now, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. Oh, Jay, thanks, bud. So there is that. So I know you want some lovin'. My lovin's. Can you say hi to the people? No? No. Yeah, the camera's focusing on the back of his head, so sorry about that. He's also, hears some barking in the background, and he's like, who is it? But we done now? No? Okay. He's gonna be here for a while. Nope, he's done. Sorry about that, guys. Alright, so for all the admin, all that kind of stuff, that's awesome. I hope to hear from more of you guys as we keep going through. If anybody ever has a question for me, go ahead and pop it into the comments section or just send me a message on Ravelry. I'll be happy to answer anything if I can. And if I can't, I can at least try to point you to somebody who can. So thumbs up to that. Alright, I'm going to go on to my enhancing the stash section. And it's not as complete as I would hope it would be. I was really hoping that my yarn for the project that I'm doing with Sherry would be in. But it's not. So, you guys are going to have to see that next time. Probably it's already in the project. Okay. First and foremost, my enhancing the stash. So, I received the other day from a lovely friend. We were kind of still exchanging Christmas gifts well after Christmas because we just weren't that organized. I don't know anybody who actually is that organized around Christmas, but bravo if you are. I'm not. And as it turns out, neither is she, which is awesome. So she actually gave me this really cute knitting ornament. It's quite large of an ornament. So I don't know if I would actually use it as an ornament or as like a wall decor. But it's really cute. So I really liked it. So thank you. You know who you are. So awesome to that. So, and then also as part of enhancing the stash, my aunt and uncle this year sent me a Craftsy kit. I've actually never done a Craftsy kit. And apparently this Craftsy kit not only comes with the pattern, but also comes with the yarn. And this one actually comes with a couple of instructional videos in case you have questions. So it's the Pladaptation Poncho Knitting Kit by Aunt Nina. Looks like that. I hope you guys can actually see it. Sorry. Again, it's Pladaptation Poncho. I'm going to put it on the screen. How about that? Yeah, I can't pronounce it. By Aunt Nina. And it looks really cool. I don't know if it's actually, I haven't really looked at it. I gotta be honest with you. I looked at it going, ooh, it's really cool. Oh, it's that day. It won't be made in my size. But it can be made in my mom's size. So I'll make it in hers. But yeah, because it goes up to a size extra large. And it uses size 6 and 8 needles. So for me, that would be a 7 and a 9 at least. Maybe even a 8 and a 10. Let's see. So along with that, you know, I was given the yarn as part of the kit. And I actually haven't looked at the yarn yet. I was like, ooh, the colors are really nice. So the yarn came as part of the kit. And this is one of the main colors of the yarn. Now it's a cream taupe color, I'm going to call it. I don't know if you guys are actually seeing that on camera, but it's a cream taupe. That's one of them. Then there is this gray, and it's more of a charcoal steel gray. It's so pretty. And there's also this orangey burnt orange color. I don't actually know if there's actually it's called Flame. They call it Flame, and it's a burnt orange color. That all came as part of the kit. And at least this is the color combination that she chose. Apparently there's a couple of different color combinations. And I've never used this yarn before. The Sprightly Yarns Acrylic Worsted. It's a really thick worsted. There's a really thick worsted way yarn there. And there's 201 yards, or 184 meters. Really wonder why I came up with 201. Like, where did they get the one from? I don't know. These are weird things that kind of pop into my head. You can machine wash and dry as long as it's on gentle. So, which is cool. It's 100% acrylic. So, but it's nice and soft. It's actually a nice soft acrylic. And I did try to take, I don't remember which ball. There's 3 of these and 1 of each of the other 2. But I tried to take one of the main color ball, so this cream colored ball. Actually, what do they call this color? It's called suede. I'm not sure I would call this color suede, but okay. It's a nice color. I'm just not sure it reminds me of suede as a color. I don't know. It's really strange. But I did try, I have one of them in the bag here, and I did try to unravel it. It actually has a really nice twist on it, so it's really hard to unravel. So if you guys have problems with that, I say bravo. And it actually is nice and it's squishy and it's soft. And it's not, you know how some acrylics get very scratchy and itchy? This stuff is not that way. I mean, I've been feeling it up for a while now sitting here. It's really nice. It's really nice. Okay. So that is all my enhancing the stash. And so this, I will probably, I don't know when I'm actually going to make this. But hopefully I will actually get it done this year. Because my aunt just totally enhanced my stash by 5 skeins of yarn that I was not anticipating enhancing my stash by this year. So thank you, Aunt and Uncle, since you guys both did it. But yeah, I mean, actually, you know, the directions look to be well laid out. I haven't read them through yet, obviously, because I haven't started them yet. I mean, as you guys can see, I'm sitting here reading them as we're talking. But printed on both sides, there's color pictures, which is really nice. They tell you how to add the buttons on, and apparently there's a vertical stripe that goes through here that you use a crochet hook on, which I've never done that with a crochet hook, so should be fun. And they even give you tips for success. it's actually gonna be really cute, and the colors on the picture are actually the colors that I got, so that's really nice. The colors in the directions are a different color combo, and I know why my aunt chose these colors, because she knows I don't do pink, so giving me pink yarn wasn't not really an option for her. But thanks. So I will be making that this year. I don't know when this year I'll be making it, but I will be making it this year. So there's that. I don't think I have anything else for enhancing the stash for you guys this time. I wanted to show you guys something that is what I'm calling pre-needles, or not yet on my needles work. And this is going to go back to what I was talking about and what I was referencing when talking about Sherry's goals. Sherry and I have decided to try to build a block lace shawl by Knit Purl Hunter. I don't even have the pattern yet, so I can't show you, but it comes in a book. I mean, it's a book, okay? Like, it's a big old book is how the pattern comes. I'm gonna get a drink real quick, guys. Take a tea break, coffee break, whatever beverage you choose. Wine, something stronger. If that is the way you go. But it comes in a book. I mean, and it's an 8.5 by 11 booklet. And the book, I think, is like 20 pages long. I've seen Sherry's. I haven't bought mine yet, but I've seen Sherry's. And it's a hefty book, and it goes through in detailed steps and for all the patterns. And there's 10 different patterns. So each pattern is a block to this shawl, and it's a pretty long shawl. And the first block is considered a beginner lace pattern, and the ending block is considered an advanced lace pattern. So Sherry and I want to test our skills and see where we wind up in this set of patterns, I guess is the word. Sherry thinks she's not quite as far along as she is. I think I'm gonna be the loser on this one, but we figured between the two of us we would be able to figure it out, is basically what we're all saying, right? So we figured between the two of us we'd be able to figure it out. And you know, our local knitting store is actually giving a set of classes on this. So if anybody wants to check out the set of classes and they live somewhere in the valley, go check out isabelsparlor.com and go check out her class section, and it's in there. She's giving a monthly class, so it's over 10 months, because there's 10 blocks to this thing. It's going to be huge. Now, my problem is going to be not working ahead. And I don't know if this was part of my solution to not working ahead or part of my laziness to not working ahead, but I didn't order the yarn until a week ago. Yeah, I think a week ago. And that was my bad. I couldn't decide. I'm actually not using the exact yarn they call for in the pattern. The pattern calls for Haiku Riley yarn, and it uses 5 skeins of that stuff. And I didn't want to be spending that much money on that yarn, especially for a project. Like, if I knew how it was going to turn out and I knew how good it was going to look, I might have done it. But, you know, I'm trying a different yarn that has almost the same consistency to it. I'm hoping it's going to work. I really, really do. So, we'll see. Okay. But it is Build a Block Lace Shawl by Knit Purl Hunter. So, that is actually the next one on my list of things to do. I just need to get my current project finished and get the yarn in. So, I've actually been waiting for it to arrive now for a little bit over a week. Or about a week. Give or take a little bit. So, we're going to see how well it works. Okay. That is not yet on my needles, but I really want it on my needles kind of work. So, once it comes in, I really do have to start that in order to meet my goal for January's block. I have no idea how big a block is. I have no clue. No idea. We're going to see. Yeah. I do know Sherry has started hers. So, I'm behind the 8 ball. Then I want also, not yet on my needles, I don't know if I'll actually get to this before next episode, so you might see it again. And I don't know what the pattern's going to be yet. I want to do a basket. I need to create... I'm not sure what's got the dogs in the neighborhood upset, but man, oh man. I want to create a basket, and I do have one knitting pattern for a basket, but I know somebody who's made it based on the pattern, and it's not very big. And what I want to use it for, I need a slightly bigger basket. So I don't know if I'm going to knit it. I don't know if I'm going to crochet it. I don't know what the yarn's going to be yet. Hopefully it's going to be something out of my stash. Who knows? But that is something that I would like to get done soon too. So we'll see. Again, I don't have a pattern. If anybody does have a really good pattern for a basket, I mean, I don't want a ginormous basket, but I would like a bigger basket. You know, I don't want something that's like teeny tiny. I want like a basket. Come on. I mean, like, I want something I can put stuff in. Mostly because it's going to be used for dog toys. And I'm hoping to make it out of gray, because that matches the family room. We'll see. Okay. If anybody actually has a really great basket pattern that they strongly suggest using, I would love to hear about it, because I have not found one that I found that is ideal yet. And it can be knit or it can be crochet. I'm not a great crocheter, so please don't make it too complicated for me. But I want to give it a shot. So there's that. Alright, so we got through that. Not yet on my needles. You guys want to see what's actually on my needles? Ho, 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 ho. So, living in my froggy yarn holder is, let me put that down. Somebody actually asked me what this was. It's actually a thread catcher for a sewing project, and it has bathroom tiles in it. But it fits my yarn perfectly. I stole it out of my mom's sewing room when I was in college, and I never gave it back. Since then, she has had requests to make them in various sizes. She does, like, it's a small, medium, large situation now. Yeah. And somebody else got the bright idea of putting pockets on the outside so you can stick, like, a cable needle on the outside. I'm like, well, that's smart. Yeah, she does it. So, living in my froggy project keeper, be oh so proud of me. My spider socks. Ah! So that's one side. And this is actually the other, and it's based off of a twist. I don't even know if that can be seen, but I hope you guys can actually see that. I don't know if it's coming through on the camera or not, because I've got a giant glare on the camera because of the way the sun is coming in, so I hope you guys don't. If you do, I wholeheartedly apologize. Right now, I'm on row 29 of the spider pattern, if you guys can't see. I mean, so I've got his back 4 legs are right here. And then the main portion of his body is right here. Is right there. Right there, sorry. Isn't he so cute? Okay, so I am actually on row 29 of the pattern. This is actually sock number 2. You guys want to see sock number 1? Oh. I'm so proud of myself. I have not completed a pattern like this for a pair of socks ever. Okay, keep in mind I've done 1 pair of socks. So, I've got dog hair everywhere. Sorry about that, guys. This is actually the first one, and I'm not even sure it's showing up. So I'm actually going to try to take a picture of these inside the house and put them up here as well so you guys can actually see it. And the back is actually really cool too. Now, the pattern yarn that it calls for in the pattern, this is Spider Socks by Terri Knight. Again, sorry for the really bad print job, guys. Spider Socks, Terri Knight, Spider Socks. And the yarn that she used in her pattern was a 459 yard ball of yarn, or hank, that she decided to cake up. Now, I wasn't sure, based on what was said, how much yarn you would actually need for this pattern, and I was extremely afraid I was going to run out before getting to the end of sock number 2, because the yarn I'm using, the yarn from Lollipop Acres Farm, or Lollipop Acre Fibers or something like that, and this really cool burnt orange, yellow, brown, speckled thing. I'm not really sure if it's considered a tonal because of how the speckles work in it. I don't know if you guys can even see the speckles the way that it's working right now. But speckles can actually be seen better in the sock than they can. There you go. That's a good side of the speckles. Speckles! And so I wasn't actually sure how much I was going to need. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to be on the safe side. I'm going to see if I have anything in my stash to pair this with, just to ensure that I have enough yarn to get to the end. Because I wasn't sure if I was really going to need the 459 yards, or if I was really only going to need 359 yards. I had no idea. Because I don't make socks enough to know how to judge how much yarn it's going to take me to do a sock. Okay? I've done 1 pair of socks in my entire time. So I decided to go ahead and switch in some gray yarn for the heel as well as the tube. Now I'm also going to tell you, this is my first attempt at a Kirchner stitch. I don't think it turned out too bad. I got a smidge of a wing over here, but I've learned that if I kind of pull it out a little bit, the wing kind of goes away. But that's my first attempt at a Kirchner stitch. I've never done a Kirchner stitch before, guys. So, learned something new on that one. Who would have thought? I also learned, because I've never done this before, I've learned how to do a gusseted heel. And I talked to a couple of other knitters, and they're like, wow, that's a funky heel because you have to pick up. And I've never done that. Like, I've picked up stitches, but I've never gusseted a heel, so I never had to load the gusset, which I then had to go learn what load the gusset meant. Thank you, YouTube. And I watched about 6 different videos, so I don't actually know whose video I actually wound up following, to be honest with you, but it was cool. Yeah, so I learned how to load a gusset. That was interesting. I was also told by somebody else who is a much more advanced sock knitter than I am that this pattern would work okay with a Flegel heel. I'm not sure what a Flegel heel is either. but thumbs up to that one, sure. So that's the only thing. There is one thing I would call the discrepancy in the pattern so far. It doesn't state this in the pattern, however, some people may assume it and some people didn't. I've actually had patterns where it just said pick up stitches, not pick up and knit the stitches. You're just supposed to pick them up, and you're not supposed to knit them until the next round. Well, with this pattern, you're supposed to pick up and knit your loaded gusset stitches. So as you pick them up, you're supposed to knit them. And so that took me a little bit to figure out, but I think it's actually really good. Now, also, you may notice the top half of my sock is actually just completely clear and empty. I started to do the top 3 spiders, because there's actually supposed to be 3 spiders on each one of these, on this sock, right? I mean, it's supposed to have like spider 1 is supposed to start and then end, and spider 2 and then spider 3. And these bobbles make up the spider. And I did one. I actually got all the way through spider 1. And it came down to about, I'd say right about here, is I think about where it came down to when I was doing it. And I made the bobble and I was putting on the legs and I looked at it and I'm like, oh my God, this thing is huge. The bobble was like that thick. I'm sitting here going, I wouldn't want that in my shoe. Great, if I'm not going to wear these like in shoes, bobbles are perfect. They're really cute. They're really smart. They're really fun. Go for it. But who I was intending to give these to, which by the way, she may not be getting them. I may have to make hers compare, because they're really cool. And they're really soft and comfy. Oh, they're soft and comfy. But I noticed that when I made those bobbles, they're too big. So I actually wound up ripping out the bobble and ripping back my sock, or frogging back my sock, or tinking back my sock, whatever you guys want to call it. I'll be honest, I pulled my needles out and I ripped, and then I picked up stitches again. And because it didn't seem like it was going to be comfortable in my shoe. And I want to be comfortable in my socks and my shoe. I don't want them to be pressing against my foot. I didn't want any of that stuff. So I went ahead and made the decision not to do the top pieces of them. But there was that. I will tell you though, her directions on how to make a bobble, thumbs up. Good directions on how to make a bobble, Terri Knight. Way to go. So that is my spider sock number 1. I will tell you that this sock fits my foot 100% perfect. And I do mean 100% perfect. So I tried it on to see if it would even fit me, because I'm like, is this going to fit her? Because she's got her legs are a little wider than mine, and my legs are not tiny. My feet are skinnier than hers are too. So I don't know. Her feet are a little bit smaller than mine, like shorter than mine are, but they're a little bit wider than mine are too. So I hope that kind of takes up a little bit of the room for the toe. So I don't know. We'll see. This sock also stretches really well. Like, I mean, it really stretches, guys. So keep that in mind. Even if you guys think you might need to go up a size if you're not knitting quite to gauge, you may consider wanting to stay down with a slightly smaller needle, because I automatically go up 1 needle size for everything. Like, I don't even try to gauge without going up 1 needle size, because I automatically know I'm at least 1 needle size too small. So I automatically start 1 needle size up, and then I decide from there how I want to do things. But so far, he turned out really cool. The only thing I would change about this guy right here is a spider. I don't know if you guys can actually see that, but there's this bar right there. I hope you guys can see it. And it's when you cluster a couple of stitches together. I would make that a little bit tighter. I would have pulled it just a smidgen tighter if I understood what it was supposed to do before I did it. So, but this is my finished one. And this is my work in progress. So I'm actually hoping to have this done this weekend. Something I did do a little bit different from sock 1 to sock 2. Sock 1, and this has been worn this has been tried on quite a few times, so keep that in mind. So it's a little bit stretched out. But my ribbing at the top here wasn't quite as tight as I would have liked it. You may want to consider going down 1 needle size to do your ribbing and then go up 1 needle size to do your main sock, because it's ribbing and let's face it, it all stretches. Well, I have such a different gauge for my, if I continental knit compared to American knit, or pick versus throw. So if I throw my yarn, I'm actually a lot tighter than if I pick my yarn. And even picking, I'm tight compared to most people. So I decided to throw my rib at the top, and then when I got down to the main portion of my sock, I decided to go back to picking or continental knitting. So I decided to make the whole sock in continental instead of throwing it like I normally did my first pair of socks. Partially because I'm tighter when I throw than when I pick, and I needed them to be a little bit looser for hopefully that they would fit. So we'll see. I hope they do. It's a really cool sock. So, as I said, she may not be getting these. I will actually show you guys the gray in here. So the gray yarn right here is not actually made by the same yarn company or dyer. I am using Kobasi by Haiku, and that's 55% cotton, 16% bamboo, 21% elastic nylon, and 8% silk is what makes up this particular Kobasi. And it looks like this. It's really nice yarn to work with. I mean, it feels really nice in your hands. And I have that first pair of socks that I showed you in episode 1 that I made out of Kobasi. This stuff does not hold its twist very well. I mean, you guys can't see this unless I get it like really close there. Focus, and there's like no way for me to focus this without putting my hand in front of it. It's already starting to unravel, and I mean, when you're knitting with it, it doesn't really make a difference, but when you're trying to weave in your ends or you're trying to do something, it splits a little easier than I would have liked. But it's really nice to knit with, guys. I really like it. It does give a feel to your sock of luxury. It's got a very luxurious, expensive feel to it, which is really, really nice. So, something to consider. Let me put that back in there. And this lives in my little Hawaii bag. So, haha. My little Hawaii bag. I love it. So, that is all I have for On My Needles. And I'm really excited because I didn't get second sock syndrome. Hee hee. I didn't get second sock syndrome. If I do make a second pair of these, whether they be for myself or for somebody else, depending on if I decide to keep this version or not, I would actually do 2 at a time. So I don't know if any of you guys have done Magic Loop 2 at a time socks, but I would do Magic Loop 2 at a time socks. It's a very very easy pattern. I'm gonna start that over again. It's a very easy pattern to do 2 at a time socks with this. The way that the pattern works, you do front, front, back, back. So it's like front of 1, front of 2, back of 2, back of 1. And this pattern is really good for that. So I don't know what I was thinking, but I was like, oh, I don't know how I'm doing the sock. So, I was like, I'll try it once without it, that kind of stuff. I think I just need to bite the bullet and remind myself that I'm in many ways more accomplished than I think I am sometimes. So we'll see. On to Off My Needles work. Woohoo, woohoo. Okay, so I told you guys that I wanted a couple of soap sacks. Mostly because I kind of needed them in my house because I need them for soap. And these are a couple of patterns that I just kind of sort of made up myself. So this is number 1. Soap sack number 1. Oof. Alright, I need to trim off my edge there, but soap sack number 1. And this is made with what they call the raspberry stitch. And I will be honest with you, I thought it was going to be a little bit holier than it is. It's not very holy, like at all. And I don't think the stitch definition came out due to the yarn I was using. I'm using Cascade Luna's 100% cotton. It feels really nice, and it feels really great against your skin. Your stitch definition just is not. This yarn, if you want a pattern definition, not the yarn to use. But if you just want a basic, nice, luxurious, soft cotton yarn to use on something, perfect. So this is the first one, and I did the raspberry stitch in purple because I was like, oh, raspberries and purples, and yeah. So that's soap stack number 1. Soap stack number 2, again, I just made up a pattern, and it just is a combination of knits, purls, and yarn overs, and knit 2 togethers, and that kind of stuff. Number 2 is actually quite a bit larger than number 1. And the funny thing is, it actually has less stitches on it. You guys want to talk about differences in gauge between picking and throwing or continental and American for me? American, continental. So, yeah, I mean, width-wise, they're not too bad. They are a little bit different. This one's actually 4 stitches smaller, and it's about 1/4 inch larger than this one. This one actually has about 2 to 4 extra rows on it than this one does. So, I mean, it's got a few extra rows just so I kept in pattern. And I actually wanted a slightly larger one because I've got a couple of larger bars of soap that are more than the average bar. So that's why I made this one. So that's kind of nice. But yeah, they're going to go in my shower because I actually made these because I actually kind of need these. So, woohoo! Again, they're both made with Cascade Luna. Thumbs up. 100% cotton yarn. And last but not least, I am going to show you my first charity project of the year. So this is just a basic magic ball hat. Don't you like it? My dog's looking over here going, I want the hat, Mom. You're in the way, dude. Ugh. Maybe I can get him to wear it. Let's see. Will you wear it for Mommy? No? Let's see if he'll wear it. Well, you gotta stop yawning first. Alright, turn towards the camera. Turn over here. No? He'll wear it for you. He'll model it for you. So, this is JD wearing... there we go. He is currently wearing my magic ball hat. And I wanted it to be a slouchy hat. And next time I think I would actually make it even more slouchy. Alright, I'll pull it off. And it is... I cast on 80 and I did it on size 9 needles. So 80 stitches in the round on size 9. I would probably go up to 88 stitches at least next time. Give it a little bit. I don't have that big of a head and it barely fits me. So it's got to stretch a little bit. And I would actually probably go one more band longer for another slouchy hat. So it was made using, I don't know if you guys remember my Kona Joe bag, but it was great when I was using 2 balls of yarn. So I just grabbed some basic black acrylic yarn. It was in my stash. I don't know where I got it. Sorry guys, it's, I don't know. It could be Vera Bradley. I mean, I have no idea. It could be Red Heart for all I know. I have no idea. It didn't come with a tag. So I used some black and I did... The base is actually 4 stitches, or 4 rows, and then everything after that is 2 of black. So all the rows of black are 2 rows of black. And then I just went through and I grabbed my magic ball out. And every time I changed colors in magic ball, so once I stopped winding in a magic ball, I got to the end of a row. And if I didn't have enough to get to another full row, I just stopped and I put in some black and I carried my black up. And so, you know, I just stopped after I got through a color. And then I put in 2 rows of black and then I picked up the next color. And I did carry my black yarn up with me on my magic ball. And I still have quite a bit left. I mean, look at how big my hat is. And I used a lot of it. So, and it was just, literally, it was whatever came next in my hat. And my ball. So whatever, you know, there seems to be more blue here. So like the next one will start with the blue and then it's going to go to the red. And I think there's some orange and then some yellow and then some blue or purple. I'm not sure which is next after that, but so literally it's just whatever came up next in the ball, and it made a really cool hat. So I might do, maybe, possibly, I don't know. I might do a scarf to go with it. I haven't decided yet because I have enough yarn. I mean, it's not like I don't have enough yarn, guys. Keep that in mind. I do have plenty of yarn. So, I don't know. We'll see. But that is my magic ball hat. You guys will see more magic ball projects throughout the year because, well, I've got 2 of them I gotta get rid of. So, and it's part of my stash. So, in order to decrease my stash by 5%, overall, I need to get rid of a couple magic balls. So, see if I can get this back in the bag. It seems to be a struggle for today. Alright guys, that is everything. You have seen my first magic ball project / charity project for the year. You have seen me finish 2 soap sacks as well as 1 spider sock, which is really awesome and I really love it. I'm going to be really lucky if my friend actually gets those. I might keep them for myself. And I also just realized that putting on that magic ball hat just kind of really messed up the hairdo here. So that's everything I have for you guys this week. I am hoping that my next episode, episode 6, may actually have my first interview. And you guys can see what I have on my needles then, and hopefully my finished spider sock projects. So in the meantime, I hope you guys just continue knitting with your projects and your goals and all that kind of stuff. And hit me up on Ravelry, kind of try to friend me. And I will definitely try to get that group running because for some reason it doesn't like me. I think I'm just techie challenged, I guess is what I'm going to say. And I really hope to hear from you guys. So if you guys have any comments or questions, go ahead and stick them down in the comment bar below or comment boxes below. I'd love to answer them. Love to hear from you guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you guys want to see more episodes, please go ahead and subscribe. I would love for you guys to come visit me every couple of weeks, and I love to sit here and knit with you. So thank you guys so much for joining me, and in the meantime, or until next time, just keep knitting, everybody. Bye.